Oh, hey Wyloch. Hey man, I got something really cool to show you. Hang on just one second.
How coincidental. I have something to show you too.
Okay, you ready for this? I gotta turn the lights off.
Alright, check this out. I am Iron Man!
I am Iron Man! Oh, you're kidding.
You can be War Machine.
You be War Machine.
No, you're War Machine.
Come on, man. You be War Machine.
You are War Machine.
You be War Machine.
No, you be War Machine.
Come on, man. I found these things on eBay. You be War Machine.
Scoreboard. I'm Iron Man. You're War Machine. Alright, how are we going to settle this?
Okay. How about a build-off?
Ah, now you're talking. Alright, it's on. Alright, so we're up against James from Game Terrain Engineering. This is the gizmo he found, marketed as a pocket plasma clip. Has 3 modes, which are off, on, and so this one's green, but there's other colors. Here it is in the dark. And then you can also set it to respond to noise, like this. Testing, testing, testing. Sweet. Alright, here we go. So we'll start with a slab of XPS foam, also known as home insulation. This is 1 inch thick. Cut an irregular shape, but with no curves, just a many-sided polygon. Then I traced the plasma clip circle under the center, and cut that out with my Proxen hot wire table. Didn't bother getting my jig out, just did it freehand. To get the wire in there, you need to cut in, obviously, but afterwards we can just inject some hot glue and reattach it together. Then with a knife or a hot wire, gonna taper the underside to give the illusion of like a cliff falling away or something. From some more foam, I just cut freehand 2 kind of cruel looking shapes like you might find in the lair of an evil dude, and hot glue them to each side of the circle. I know I primed it white here, just ignore that, it wasn't necessary. Then chipboard. Yes, indeed, my favorite material. This is Graphics Medium Medium chipboards. What is going on?
Let's see how that home automation software is working for you, Wyloch. Off, on, off, on, off, on, off.
Yeah, cute. Anyway, Graphics Medium chipboard. Please check out the link in the description below. If you use that specific link, it's no extra cost to you, but I get a small kickback from Amazon. Easy and free way to support the channel if you like. Anyway, cut a bunch of random polygonal shapes, and hot glue them on as you see here. Then black bomb. Use a brush on acrylic, don't spray or you'll melt the foam. On to our airbrush. If you don't have an airbrush and you're interested, I'll throw a card up. Please check out that video, it's got everything you need to get started fairly cheaply. Gonna toss in a lime green color and hit all the area between those chipboard shapes, while at the same time trying to hit around 5mm around the edge of the spaces. The intent is to give a nice glow. Then to the bits box. Everyone should have a bits box, beads and costume jewelry, stuff like that. Here's 2 wooden spools, which I'll paint black, and then with a metallic gunmetal sort of color I'm going to dry brush, and the result is a nice heavy looking ancient metal. Here's an old necklace with a fairly interesting charm. I think it'll make for a decent artifact. Chip out 2 V-shaped notches at the top of those arm things using your knife. Then wrap the chain around the spool once or twice and pin it in place with some beads of hot glue. Then hot glue the spool to the terrain, run the chain across the grooves to get the desired amount of slack, and attach the other spool in the same way. Quick little crafting crystal just glued to cover those holes and add a little mystical decor. And here's some gothic looking beads. We used these back in episode 77 for the gothic ruins. Simple white PVA glue on the back and attach them. Alright, so here it is all done up, and the plasma clip is in there. It's not permanent, so that's cool. You can use it in other terrain pieces if you want to. I'm gonna toss on some skeleton wars here or something so you can see the scale. Here's a spirit naga, so that's the thing that maybe gets summoned. Who knows? And here's the party. So there's enough room on here to have a good fight. You know, you can imagine this could take a good half hour to an hour, and I like taking advantage of my bits bin. I like raiding it and knowing that I'm not spending any extra money on stuff. You know, so part of this could be that maybe there's a way to break those chains and cause the artifact to collapse because that's what's powering the circle, or they could just straight up fight the Naga or whatever the bad guy is. If they're floating out in the ether on this platform and it's like, you know, the ending of your campaign, there could be maybe a dragon accompanying somehow, flying out there on a clear base. So that's what I did. Now let's go check out Game Terrain Engineering.
Alright, Wyloch, this is what I have. I want you to notice that in the center is our little LED thing. Right here you can see that I've mounted it on a foam base, circular base. They have runes. I haven't painted the runes yet. I'm not sure if I'm going to actually do that or not. Here's a close-up of how the chains are pinned to the crystal corners. I use a small pin to hold the chain and put a little tension on it. Right here I've covered up the lumen glass device with a piece of dark plastic because it was normally white. I think this makes the lighting more vivid. Here's the wires that go to the 4 LEDs that are inside the big crystal. I'm going to glue them to the chain and try to hide them a little bit. Here's a close-up of how the wires come out of the center of the crystal through a small hole in the harness. Here it is with the lights off. It really looks good in person. The blues are very vivid. I'm very pleased with it. And here you go. This is the final thing. I can't wait for my players to take a look at it, and I'm going to try to fit it in on an upcoming adventure. And there you go. Hope you like it, man. Can't wait to see what you have.
Yeah, you win. Okay, you can be Iron Man. Alright, everyone, please make sure you go and watch his video on that project and subscribe to Game Terrain Engineering. It's my favorite crafting channel other than my own. If you like my style, you'll like his. So I know we say this a lot, but I really do mean it. Please go and check out his channel and subscribe. Alright, thanks for joining me. I'm Wyloch, and I'll see you next time. For all you 3D printers out there, don't forget to check out Heroes Horde, where you can get TrueTiles models as well as a ton of other excellent fantasy-related scenery.